It's no secret that Armored Core 6 has some of the coolest preset builds in the entire series, if not the mecha genre. But how many of these builds are actually viable in a PvP setting? To answer this question, I'll be going through a Nuzlocke challenge to see which AC can survive the longest and earn the coveted Ninebreaker title from the olden days. The rules are simple. I'll be using each preset AC as they are with no changes, starting with 621, going all the way to the very last AC. The winner of this challenge will be the AC that can gain the most amount of wins in ranked PvP, but should one of these builds lose a match, they will be eliminated from the challenge entirely. Time to see who's the best of the best. Alright, continuing right where I left off, if you didn't see the last episode, please be sure to do that after this one because there were some matches in there that pretty much questioned whether or not I was going to continue playing Armored Core 6. So it would help tremendously if you gave that suffering some meaning. Overall, I have to say that Iguazu's AC is a solid contender, but without an expansion, that really confuses me given that I'm at a point now where I have access to presets that use an expansion. So if anything, it confirms why Iguazu is so salty all the time. Let's see if I can continue to be a step above him, or will the salt catch up to me? Time to find out. One thing I'm doing differently this time, I'm giving myself one practice match to familiarize myself with the loadout. I'm going through so many different builds, and in case you didn't know, I was essentially playing these presets back to back to back to make sure I was basically forced to adapt on the fly. Hopefully, this change will help things go a little bit smoother. Let me know in the comments if you're okay with that. I'm not against going back to my old methodology. It was part of the challenge, honestly. But spoiler alert, my opponent was a double Zimmerman build and I got absolutely destroyed. Is anyone surprised by that? I'm not, but hey, one thing I've learned too with this whole setup is that I'm gonna run into pretty much a lot of hard counters. These presets, as I've said in the... Oh, that was way off. As I said in the past, these presets have a lot of weaknesses, especially when it comes to ranked PvP. I'm wondering too, is this a preset that they're rocking? I saw the loader 4 name, so maybe they went in the garage to change something and it changed to the default. I'm not sure. Can't afford to get hit one more time by that plasma thrower though. Oh, speaking of which, okay. Whew. Even then it was close. If my opponent is using a preset build, I can say with confidence this is more of an even playing field. And funnily enough, if I win here, that'll put Headbringer in the lead with the most wins. Wouldn't that be something if Headbringer ends up claiming the title of Ninebreaker as the best preset build? Very unlikely, but hey. It is a possibility still. And in case people are wondering why I'm not charging the curse more often, I do not want to be stuck in firing stance when my opponent has the ability to move as fast as they are and they have access to a melee weapon. That's a big no-no. Oh, see, exactly my point. Imagine if I was caught in the middle of charging my attack there. I wasn't, and they still managed to hit me. They're gonna go for it again, they might. They're closing the distance. Yup, they went for it. I saw that read a mile away. Okay! Another win here for the Headbringer. Let's see if I can go for 3. That would be something. Full disclosure, I did fight the same opponent a couple of times, and I won, but I'm not counting those wins because you saw how the outcome was, and I feel like it would be essentially stacking wins, and I don't want that to be the case. I want this to be a legit experience. Now that that's out of the way, let me see if I can't outdo double Ludlows. I am glad Ludlow received the buff too in this update. It's nice to have some full auto options that are viable now. I don't know why out of all the Armored Core games this one seems to be where if anything's full auto it's gonna be pretty much an uphill battle to do anything with them. Well, they didn't punish me as much as I was worried about, so that's good. And I couldn't get the charged Curtis off in time. Unfortunate. So far I have a nice health lead, which is great, given that, honestly, they have a way more viable loadout than I do. Okay, almost got hit by both of those beetles. Just out of reach with the charged Curtis. It's way too risky to be using this more often than I need to. I'm essentially going to save it for stagger punishes if I can. I didn't even know you had a melee weapon this whole time. I'm going to be real, that took me seriously by surprise. Good thing they didn't hit me with that. Would have been in some serious trouble. Well, there goes your surprise factor. That is something you gotta watch out for too, when your opponent has something that you can't quite see right out the gate, and then they decide to bust it out in the middle of the match. It's like, well, that's something. Okay, you decided to hit me with the Troino right out the gate too. I thought their whole goal was to hit me with the Troinos as a stagger punish, and keep... Okay, you're doing more melee attacks now. I don't like that. But essentially stagger me with... No follow-up, I'm lucky there, but essentially stagger me with the Ludlows and then hit me with those Troinos. That's... Oh, it's close again. I think they... Oh, the second slash whiffed. Maybe. Just maybe I'm still in this. I knew that was going to happen. One downside with these linear rifles, the damage fall off is that if you're going to try to stay in one place to hit them with a follow-up, chances are it's going to bounce off of them. That's one thing I don't like about this game is the serious... fall off when it comes to certain weapons when you try to hit them at said range. Okay, the fact that they were using their melee weapon more often was probably why they decided to be more aggressive and in turn easily gain the health lead. Yeah, because I don't know how to change up my strategy. I do not have too many options here. If I had an expansion, I could at least do something to prolong either a health lead or have a counterattack in the form of assault armor. Which someone told me he did use assault armor when he was shifting to all mine, which is true. Unfortunately, it's not a preset build though. Oh no. Trying to keep my distance too, because if they... Oh no, they're waiting for it. See, that's exactly why I was keeping my distance. They were waiting for the stagger to have a guaranteed follow-up. It's not looking good for me. They just have to do one more time with the melee attack and it's game over. Or hit me with the train, though. No. No. Yep, there's the pulse armor. The difference an expansion will make. Well, Headbringer, you're unfortunately out of the running, but you're currently in the lead. And Iguazu, you were a mistake. Well, it's official. My opponent was using a preset build because this one is up next. I'm glad I have access to pulse armor. That's going to be very helpful when it comes to survivability. I like the weapon loadout except for the Ransetsu AR. The worst weapon in the game, bar none, not an exaggeration. So I'm essentially going to be relying on 3 weapons. So it's a trade-off. I get an expansion, but I get the worst weapon in the game. Double melee. It's very Gundam inspired, I have to say. Now, I will admit, one thing I have to really keep an eye on here is my damage potential. Because I like the fact that the... Oh no! Yeah, assault armor. I knew that was coming a mile away. But as I was saying, I gotta keep an eye on the damage potential to see if I even have a chance to do a proper punish follow-up. And the answer isn't... Well, it's not awful, but it's not good either. Get away from me. This is way too stressful. Javelin Beta, I'm going to be heavily relying on you to keep them at bay. Oh my goodness. I thought for sure I was going to lose this. No joke. I was so focused on making sure I was keeping my distance and avoiding their melee cancel attempts. Whew. See what I mean though with the Ransetsu AR? If you watched my old King recreation, then you know that gun pretty much has to be carried. Yeah, I'm unfortunately going to have to do some kiting tactics to make sure I don't get sliced into pieces the entire time. If you're watching this, seriously, do something about the Ransetsu AR! Wait, that didn't hit me? I am shocked right now. Come on, go down. Whew! Alright, this might be a sleeper right here, even with having access to the worst weapon in the game. GG. Oh, this is the same person from before. This is going to be an interesting quote-unquote rematch. And before anyone says anything in the comments about me not using the plasma thrower in that last encounter, that's because if I risked staying put, they would have annihilated me with either of their melee weapons. I've used the plasma thrower so often, I know when my opponent is going to have an easy time countering me. Except for right now. See, I can afford to risk hitting my opponent because they don't have double melee and they don't have assault armor. Oh, it looks like you traded the pulse blade for the laser dagger. I don't blame you, though. Alright, this is a pretty solid setup. Very close range focused. And with the plasma thrower used as needed, it means I don't have to take unnecessary risks. And arguably my favorite missile in the game being the Javelin Beta. It's nice having access to it. It's really good for both defense and offense. Oh, I didn't switch to the Ransetsu. That was my mistake. I'm surprised they're not going for some free melee hits. They were doing a good job at that with our first outing. But what they don't know is this time I have access to Pulse Armor, and they didn't go in for the melee punish. Interesting. Huh. Okay, that was warranted though. Should not have went for the second attack, but at least I wasn't punished for it. Oh no. Oh, they're at the perfect range to stay out of my Javelin Beta, which is very unfortunate. I'm heavily reliant on that to build up stagger. We'll get a reset for both of us, that's fine. Oh, I went for the blank plasma thrower, and it wasn't worth it. See what I mean? The plasma thrower, if you use it recklessly, you're going to be absolutely destroyed. Being stuck in firing stance, not for one, but two strikes, and the second strike will miss more often than not, makes it one of the most inconsistent melee weapons in the game. I'm gonna scream if this person ends up knocking out 2 preset builds today. I'm just kidding, I don't care. Ah, I wanted to go for a kick. Thought my missile was gonna hit that tower. That would have been awful. They still haven't used their expansion. Oh no, they capitalized big time. Come on. No! Wow, that was delayed. That was delayed. I was switching to the plasma thrower literally 5 seconds ago and the input lag kicked in. Oh, I'm so bummed about that last match. You have no idea. I've been sulking here for the last 5 minutes. And I'm not trying to make excuses. Don't get me wrong. If I lose, I lose. It's whatever. But honestly, several times now, in any melee build video that I've done, if I try to switch to said melee weapon, there is this weird input delay, input lag, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't register the command. And in that particular moment, it cost me the match. If it was anything else, I'd be okay with it. But in that respect, it makes me feel like I was robbed. But hey, on to the next preset. Ooh, this is a glass cannon if I ever seen one. With this tank build, I don't have a whole lot of hope because, well, tank builds when it comes to presets, they are at a huge disadvantage. Also, weirdly enough, this is another preset that has the big brain play. But this is a preset also doesn't have an expansion. I'm starting to see a pattern here with some of these earlier red guns. Good hit. Great kick. I do like to have access to the Zimmerman though. We'll make up for the fact I'm running a Songbird. Ooh, you do not want to challenge me. Never mind, I didn't want to challenge you. Oh. No! Ah, they hit with both their melees. This is worst case scenario for me. Wait, did my... Oh, my missiles hit. I was thinking for a second. No way. That... Terminal armor, no. They're gonna go all in. No! Not like this! Oh, FromSoft, you did tanks real dirty with their mobility. I remember when tanks had a reason to exist with their exceptional ground movement. Now it's either wheelchair or bust. Well, I know I can take them down. But, will I be as lucky? Oh, Songbird, you are absolute garbage, but it doesn't matter right now. Actually, it does, because if the Songbird landed, I would be in a much more comfortable position than I currently am. Don't care. Destroying you, and now I don't have energy, but now I am retreating as much as I can. That's what I wanted to happen in round 1. Okay then, will a tank earn a win in this Nuzlocke challenge? I will be absolutely surprised if it does. Blind fire. Ooh, perfect. They didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming either, though. Oh, they're learning that they can be as aggressive as they want. I don't have the mobility to keep up. Oh, avoided it just in time. No way that worked. Oh, again, I am outplaying their Demon Blade. Come on, what you gonna do? Excellent. Run, run. No! Run, G5! Run! No! I had to give a moment of silence out of respect in G4 Volta. Sorry I confused you for G5 Iguazu in my panicked state of mind. And the only reason why your AC didn't progress to the next match is because I assault boosted into that ramp, which canceled my assault boost. If I didn't say it before, but I know I did, that map hates tanks. In fact, it's one of the worst maps to be on when you're using tank treads. And now I'm convinced that the matchmaking and map selection wants to see these presets fail. Anyway, on to the next one. We have Pater's lightweight reverse joint. A very aggressive loadout with a nice shield, probably one of my favorites. And the one thing I'm going to have to overcome is this build's frailty, because terminal armor will help, but only so much. This is a very similar matchup, not gonna lie. Also, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Pater's AC because my practice matches were up against a dual Haldeman build and a kite. Imagine how that went. I blocked that. That was questionable. I'll take the trade. What? Oh, they still managed to slice me. That was risky, but I needed it to land, and it did. Terminal armor as well! Okay, just stay out of their reach, and pop them. Honestly, I'm happy to be paired with someone like this, because it's going to be a matter of who can outplay who, as opposed to who clearly has the vastly superior build. And that's honestly been the theme so far. What you gonna do? Oh, didn't see the kick coming in. Don't. Oh, they faked. Oh, okay. They faked me twice. Nope. Oh, okay. I should have just hit them with the melee attack. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish there, but it wasn't worth it. Take the stagger. Go for the kick. And the reverse melee cancel for damage. Get out of here. Not gonna let you trigger my terminal armor. Hey, from a lightweight reverse joint enthusiast to another, it's not your fault. We're both glass cannons. Brief intermission because I fought the same opponent with this preset, and I know I briefly talked about it, but I'll make it an official rule here. If I face the same opponent I already defeated with the current preset that I'm using, that match won't count, win or lose. However, if I fight said opponent in a different preset, then it's fair game. Now, hopefully I can find a different opponent this time. And gun loadout. Good thing I have a shield for it. Granted, I don't have the best shield to deal with stun guns, but it's better than nothing. I'm gonna have to essentially out DPS them the whole time. And I'll let them get the stagger build up. Good hits with the melee. Ah, whiffed there. Whew, almost got me. Oh, the second hit really needed to land there. You're gonna give me a heart attack with how often you're trying to Demon Blade me. Nice. Oh no, the stun buildup prevented me from finishing them off. Oh, if that's gonna cost me. Nah, they hit the ground. My tracking was way off point. I can't take more hits. Nice. Oh, thank goodness. If they would have hit me again with the electrical discharge, oh, I would have been so tilted. I will say, Pater's build is very much an adrenaline build, similar to my recreation of Shrieker. Ah, they're doing a good job outplaying my melee attacks. Not that time, though. Ooh, I made it too easy for them to build up the electrical discharge. That wasn't worth it, I will admit. Ah, so close for the second hit again. Got a kickoff. Oh no, I think I'm gonna have to risk a melee. No! Okay, not enough to finish me, but... oh my goodness, that was all or nothing. If I had missed, I would be done for. Oh, what's with all of these dual Ludlow builds? Come on. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see the Ludlow is actually viable now, but why is it it's always when I'm using a build that cannot take much punishment? Oh, and they have Huxley's too. This is my worst nightmare! Oh, that kick needed to land more than anything. Oh, nice! Finish them! This is gonna be... look how close I was to... oh, wow. This is gonna be one of those moments where if I make any wrong movement, if I get counter-punished, I'm simply gonna lose. They have constant pressure on their side. Okay, I'm not gonna risk the kick now. I'm just gonna go for the melee to cancel there. Okay. Why are you trying to outrun me? Ah, this kick is driving me nuts. All the other times I needed it to land, it came through, but not now. Oh, and their Huxleys are out in full swing. I should have waited. I should have waited. I should have assault boosted. Close the distance. Then go for a melee. Oh, they're doing fantastic at baiting me for their attacks. Let me see. You know what? Gate melee. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Great health lead. Love to see it. Yeah, I'm not going to give you a chance to use those Huxleys. No, sirree. And like that, Pater's AC takes the lead from Iguazu. Another glass cannon showdown. Let's see if this AC can keep up the hot streak. I'd be lying if I said I'm not excited right now, because this has been the best I've been doing in this entire challenge. Oh, couldn't land the second swing. Always hurts to see that happen. Not that time, though. Stupid drones! They have to be low enough for this to work, right? Thank goodness. Pulse guns have absolute raw DPS, right? I don't have to worry about staggering them again. I just want us to have an actual successor to the pulse rifle from old gen. It's really a shame we don't have one. No. Oh, good combo. Good dodge. I think they have this round. I don't see myself making a comeback unless they somehow screw up big time. Yup. Ah, man, I botched that one. Okay, I have to make up for it in round 3 to keep this AC in the running. Those drones are what's really doing it for them, though, I think. Okay. Melee slash, but nothing. No. Ah. No, it's over for me. I hate to throw in the towel already, but it is. Takes any of their drones to win it. Well, all good things must come to an end. Despite the sour notes that things ended on, this build is still in the lead with the most amount of wins. This can change the next episode or even the one after that. Who knows? There's a lot of variables in this challenge, as I'm sure you've noticed if you've been keeping up. It's not only about my build that I'm running, what my opponent is using, the map we're on. There's a lot of factors that are going to determine which one comes out on top. And all things considered, this was a pretty successful episode. And again, the new rule is that if I fight an opponent that I already faced with my current preset, that match doesn't count, and I've allowed myself to do some practice matches to better understand these builds, for now at least. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Till next time, take care.